can I help you?
Oh, it's gonna sound a little unusual, but I walked through a door and I ended up outside and I wasn't expecting to get rained on, and I saw this place was open, so I ran in here to not get rained on.
I
Just
see.
so I could get my bearings at least.
Well, I do believe the couches are still dry.
That's good at least. Thank you.
And your name?
Ella. Ella Frel. It's nice to meet you.
My darling, I do not shake hands, but it's lovely to meet you. Casey.
Of course. Nice to meet you.
Did you have any weapons on you? If you do, I'd have to ask them to stay by the desk.
No, I don't.
Lovely. Then please enjoy your
Weapons
time.
are dangerous for me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of
Is it
course.
okay if I walk in further?
Of course, darling. Enjoy your time.
Thank you.
Hello, kitten. I hope you're gonna have fun watching this stream. Welcome, everyone, to the Hemwick Agency. Let's see. Please tell me this is off automatically. Yes, I win! Good to see you as well, darling. And how have you been?
As well as one can be.
Of course.
Bit of a slow start, I presume.
A little. Someone accidentally came in, which was funny. Something about
Just
coming in
curious
from the
how
rain.
often that happens.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't like the coolant rain of Saphira.
It is rather sticky.
Yes, it is. Are you not used to being sticky?
It's just uncomfortable on the wings. If I stand out there for too long, I look like those advertisements of the ducks. With the oil spills.
Ah, yes. Your rainbow would end up being a dark one.
More like a puddle.
An oil slick. So,
Does make me feel.
what's the plan for today? Interview, I hear.
Yes, we should be having at least one interviewer coming in today.
Lovely.
A magazine.
That will be useful.
Good to get the news out.
Interesting that the boss wants to make a splash.
He's trying to get people to say his name. Figure that your idea was probably the best one that could have happened.
Well, I know he doesn't
It is
like the
for
political
prominent
game.
cause.
I know he doesn't like the political game, but if you want to get people angry, just mention a councilman.
Of course. Really, I don't understand how he hasn't thought of it before.
I mean, he is kind of singly minded, to be fair.
They always speak about any press is good press, but I figured that this would be the easiest way.
I never believed any press is good press. Sometimes you don't want certain eyes on you, especially those that like trouble. But he has his own opinions.
He's very similar to some of the other counselors in that regard.
Yes, he is. And what of yourself? Do you agree?
I do not. I do think that it would be good for Mr. Hemwick to get in a place of power, at least of minimal. Councilman does take it to the extremes. But if it is what he is wanting to get people to speak his name, I believe it'll be true. Although I don't agree with the reasoning of any press is good press. It is better for good press.
Any press is press. Doesn't make it good. You're right about that. At least in my opinion. But if he wants to make a
feel
real
that
splash,
with the
this
mind-
might work.
I just worry that with the mindset they'll think that a large amount of bad press is still fine. Not the best inflection for business.
Well, it doesn't help with what he wants to do. At least I don't see how it
Most people
does.
don't know that. Most people have no idea what he is. How would they know what he wants?
There's a lot of people that aren't gonna care to find out either.
That is where my worry begins.
No, dear, that's why you're here. You're supposed to lure them to him. At least the ones that are useful. Has he not told you that?
He has. He said that
A fable. An interesting title to call oneself. Our guest is interesting. slow start to the morning, it seems.
Seemingly. It'll probably
Well,
pick up
that gives
soon.
us an opportunity to speak business. Oh, I'm sure it will. There's always something else going on. City never truly sleeps.
Truly.
I'll be around.
Sure thing, boss.
Good evening.
Good
I'm here
evening.
for my appointment. My name is Alana Vesperwood. I'm here with my interview for Mr. Hemwick.
Of course. I will make sure that he is to be ready in the room just upstairs. Would you
Of course.
Just up the stairs?
mind? Yes. of
I can
course,
show
if
you if you
will.
wish.
I would appreciate it.
Lovely. Please, come with me. I'll show you to the room. Do welcome to the Hemwick Agency.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
How's your day been going? Nice weather,
Wonderfully.
isn't it, always?
Oh, I do like the weather here. It's nicer than downstairs.
That's for sure.
How was your business today?
Oh, just a couple news reportings.
Yeah, I had a question. Before I go
a
in,
couple accidents
is
down on
when you
I-95.
spawn an actual
Other than that,
spawn box or
pretty
like
boring.
just
There
cards
is
up?
waiting
no
for this
spawn
interview
box.
for a
Please
while.
be in your proper character and in cards up when you arrive.
I see.
Alright.
I guess good things are worth the wait. Please,
You can say that again.
take any seat you would like.
Thank you.
Your interview is here. I've put them in the normal room upstairs, unless you'd like me to put them in, well, the red room.
That'll be fine, dear. I'm just making myself ready.
Waiting game, I guess.
I am sure he will be here soon enough. A busy man, our boss.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I
your
can
boss just
understand that.
worries about such things. Yeah, that'll do. I hope that looks okay.
If you need anything, do let me know.
at least I don't have to
sorry
wait
to-
So
anymore.
sorry to keep you waiting.
Perfectly fine.
dear.
Thank you for the offer. It wasn't too long. Now,
Glad
I
to,
will
glad
have to
hear.
say our conversation will be recorded for Zinc magazine. I do have a small recording device, and once we start the interview, I will be hitting record, and I just need your consent.
You
for
are
that.
heart-making, dear.
But of course, use whatever device you
Hello and welcome to the Hemwick Agency.
Hi.
Are you here for...
Guess I'm one of the newer guys here.
Oh? Are you here for
what?
business or socialization?
I guess a bit of both. There's a place hiring a lot of mercs.
Ah,
Usually for smaller jobs, so it's mostly that.
understood.
Yep.
Well,
Simple security stuff.
Well, it's
I
become
will let other employee know. They take care of that kind of
Fair
thing.
enough.
They'll find you soon.
Aye.
Please, enjoy your time, and the meeting room upstairs
Thanks.
is closed at this time.
Right. No worries.
You can, however, go upstairs to the other side. There is some, well, leisure room there, if you like. Even some games.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Let's see what's around.
It is going to be very enjoyable watching this one fall.
Welcome in.
Hi.
I'm Chi, and I know that you have no weapons.
There you go.
As of right now, we
I'm
don't
always
have
unarmed.
many guests.
Oh, I mean,
We don't have many guests right now, but Mr. Hammock is getting an interview. It is expected.
that's fine.
Yes,
Go
The-
and hang out until people show up.
the meeting room upstairs is closed, but you can still go to the leisurely area.
I'm just gonna go up to the place where the chest.
That is what I meant,
Of
dear.
course.
Okay. Well, so I'm gonna go.
Understood. The one that came in earlier seems to be someone that wishes to sign up to be one of our mercenaries.
Mr. Hammock would probably rather he go on the website than anything.
I can let them know.
But if he does schedule a meeting, I can certainly make sure that it happens.
I think that our boss should probably just worry about that one meeting he has. For now. Don't worry, I'll let them know.
Of course.
Did you do something different with your hair? You're looking a little bit more wild than usual.
There's something wrong with my hair.
Interesting that this one has decided to go for the boss themselves. Although, I mean, the way Jonas is hunting them does kind of remind me of Shilty. Why is it always I find these people? But they're so interesting. Oh, this one. Oh, I have spoken to Uriel, and they have informed me that if you go onto our website, there is a sign-up sheet. Easy as that. No worries.
What about that? Thanks.
No problem.
Other than that, just here, I guess, socialize if my chance.
Of course.
See what I was up to.
Mm. Let's go see who this one is. Jonas seemed to be interested in them at least a little. Wonder if they're interesting, or if he was just doing his usual moaning. Is there anything that you needed?
Oh, no, I'm just taking a rest for a bit before I head out again.
Understood. Glad this
Thank you,
place
though.
is dry enough for you. Try not to go
Yeah.
into the pool. Afraid you might get wet.
Oh, I looked at it, and don't plan on taking a dip or anything, but
Good to know.
I would have to say that the most pressing issue I'm aware of right now is the sheer lack of organization and what I feel representation of so many people. We hear so much about the crime rate, the sheer amount of gang violence.
I took care of it.
Of course.
They will head over to the website.
I am a little scared of what you meant about my hair.
I don't know. Something just seems to be a little different about you.
Unsure of what you mean.
Don't know. You just seem to be calmer, walking with a little bit more confidence. I'm not sure.
I mean, I figure that I've been pretty normal.
Do you have a plan for if this goes tits up?
In what regard?
In a regard of what happens if we fail?
If we fail. Fail what endeavor? There's a couple.
Throw me the most generalized one.
I mean, I figured that you were mentioning about the councilman.
Oh yes, I mean like... I won't go into details, obviously. But... if he does end up in a seat... That's going to be
Truthfully, I
funny.
don't think it would be a bad thing. If anything, it grants him immunity on Malleus's, on Mr. McKay's advances.
Really? You think it grants him immunity? You
Worth
are...
McKay, yes. The council has a rule that no councilor can dictate another one and cannot attack. It makes perfect sense.
It
I
does.
gotta head out for a bit. Yeah, it's stuff
Of
to
course.
take care of.
I hope you enjoyed your
Thanks.
time.
They were bad for the new guests. Pretty empty today.
Something else must be going on. Although I did check out something interesting. Although I didn't report it. There was an interesting thing happening in the wastelands a couple of days ago. But not really something that he'd be interested in. I was just keeping my eyes on things.
Oh, what was happening?
Well, you know the rule of the wasteland, right? If something falls in it, it's everyone's. Whoever gets to scrap it can. First grabs, first claim, most claim, fight over it claim, that kind of thing. Apparently, this LF debacle, one of their large freighters, ended up on the wasteland sands. Oh, what a party it was. It was very interesting watching them all trying to scrap it. And then their drones all there trying to keep it together.
Reclaim.
I believe one of them said something about stand your ground laws, something or other. I was pretending to be one of the free press. I wasn't there to make any grabs for it. I just wanted to see what was happening.
Of course. It would be something to keep an eye on.
Why do you think I'm doing it?
I believe that it may be in the best interest for Mr. Hammock to at least know a bit of context. Especially if the Leap Foundry comes to our doors looking to reclaim some of their assets.
That's true. Although they have this nifty trick. I took pictures, but all of it was corrupted, blurred, blank, completely distorted. They must have some sort of fields around them. All of the pictures I took, completely destroyed. Very interesting, that. I wonder what kind of generated field they're using to disrupt it. I wonder if it would happen
Unsure.
with old tech. Maybe I'll try that next.
Maybe something more rudimentary.
Film, even. Not like you can hack film. Don't worry. I only brought a cheap knockoff. Wasn't even my phone. I never take that out into the field.
Of course.
It was interesting. Many different types were there. They have tanks, choppers. They even have some sort of mechanical sandworm. Very large. And ships with tractor beams. It was an interesting field to watch. But it is so far away from this district. Unless they come to our door looking for aid, which I'm unsure if our boss would even give. I don't think we're in for any of their shenanigans.
He is a fan of the credits.
That's very true. You need credits in order to make the moves. And his moves are big.
Although, whilst at the corporate meeting hosted by McKay. It was very obvious of Mr. Hammock's intention is to not work with the Leap Foundry,
Lovely.
saying many things in regards of their non-being. Well, I don't disagree with him.
Did you
I
get
don't
dry
think
enough,
it is
darling?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Lovely.
I'll be fine. Have a good night.
You as well.
That's to you.
I'm doing Riel and the
I
messy
just don't
wolf
think
boy
that it was
as
a
our
solid
oh,
foundation
it's
to build a business partnership on.
I don't think he plays well with those kinds of toys, darling.
He's not a fan of synthetics, no.
Hmm. And if he's gonna go into any kind of business with someone, not that I think that respect is absolutely necessary, but it does help.
It was obvious that there was none on either side.
Well, there have been some illegitimized rumors of that certain company forcing organics to become synthetic somehow, and I think if that attempted to happen here, he might blow his top.
I did reference it in my notes.
Also some sort of technological deity.
Something of the sort.
Not something we want to play with. Well, at least most of us. You might do okay.
I'm not sure. The entire premise of synthetics still confuses me.
It's
And
funny.
him trying to make another.
It's funny, when I first came to Saphira, the synthetics were the ones that took me in. I liked them more than I liked organics at first. I didn't like people very much. Wasn't as much of a people person as I am now. I can understand our boss's views. Not that I agree with him. But in reality, I don't disagree all the way either.
I will say, for many of the points that Mr. Hamwick shares, I do find myself in the same thinking. As of a synthetic not being alive.
Well, no, dear. A thing can't be alive.
But many people argue it.
Well, that's the thing, darling. Does the thing have to be alive in order to have a right to exist? Have you ever met the undead? They're not alive. And there's hordes of them. Should they not exist?
It's upsetting. I feel that it would probably be better if they didn't. It feels miserable.
I was once undead. My first life ended and I came back. Funnily enough, as a puppet. For a necromancer. And you're right, it was miserable.
I feel that it is a purpose worse than death itself.
For some.
Reincarnation. It is almost impossible to reincarnate a person without missing a few pieces.
Oh, for certain I had some missing pieces. Especially with how I died. I don't think all of me's still here. I don't recommend it.
More on the soul ending, rather than the physical aspects of it.
You mean the fuel?
Souls are... No. Souls simply being wisps that people can hardly contain in themselves. Especially once dead. The first thing to leave is the soul.
Yes, it's ugly
Unless
business.
resurrected as soon as death, it is impossible.
It's ugly business. Forcing the
Ladies,
weave
our
open.
guest from Zinc Magazine is finished with their business. They are making their way out right now. If you can make sure that they're not impeded.
I think impeded would be the wrong word for it.
At least we'll give them a nice walk out.
Of course.
I hope the interview went to your liking.
Lovely to see you again. It did. It went wonderful. Thank you so much for your help. And maybe we'll see each other next time. Have a wonderful evening.
You as well?
You as well.
So fucking good at the job.
I'll check to see where Mr. Hemwick has disappeared to.
I'll be there shortly. It's a little quiet here today, but we had like the interview was a part of the what's going on, so definitely want to stick around for this. We'll see if anybody shows up.
Very quiet. Let's sit down for now. Catch up on things.
First,
Must be some sort of event or festival happening in the city. If it's this quiet.
Things have been a
Yes,
bit
I think
chaotic.
this is our first empty night.
Well, things have been a bit chaotic recently.
How
I
so?
was just telling Uriel.
Haven't heard much.
Well, I just was telling Uriel about something that I haven't reported yet, because I didn't know if you wanted any details.
Lovely. Well, now seems like the time, doesn't it?
Indeed.
What is troubling our dear city now? After all, well, apparently I'm the one who has to help them.
The Tinker toys that you dislike so very much. They're really causing quite a ruckus. I was in the wastelands the other day keeping an eye on
Really?
things. Apparently there was a free-for-all in those sands. Some LF property.
Free for all.
Oh yes, a freight ship, I believe. 52 class, if I remember correctly. Landed in the sands maybe a couple of weeks ago. And the Wastelanders finally found it. The LF
So now they're all
company.
scrambling to pick up the pieces.
They were. From what I saw, LF just tried their best to keep them out. Scrappers, wastelanders, and even some interesting faces from around were there.
Hmm.
Old names.
Anyone I know?
A couple of people. And some people I've not seen around. But not really anyone of too much notoriety. But it did
I see.
seem like they were very well put together, this LF company.
They have been, from what I've been able to spot. But as well, it's been very mixed, the reviews I've heard.
The review that I would put them at is energetic, industrial,
I was going to
innovative,
say useful, but cumbersome.
probably annoying as well. Tanks, mechs, choppers, but they did have one thing that was to my interest.
All the general's
Something
favourites.
remarkable. They made a mechanical sandworm. It was rather large. It was quite impressive.
Fascinating. Well, they wasted who knows how much time and metal making what will be a husk.
Indeed, but still.
No, for a fact, that's the first thing that any amount of adventurer is going to want to, well, smite down for glory.
They also had a couple of... at least one AI that I spoke to. I made myself look like free press. Stayed out of the fray.
Mr. Hughes. Go on.
They reported to me that this was their property and they were simply defending it, and that everyone there was illegally trying to seize it, which in the wasteland doesn't mean anything.
No, but right of salvage only applies if the previous owner is dead.
Is not there, yes. But they were there. The wastelanders don't care.
And thus piracy.
Exactly.
Well, they never will. Make anyone desperate enough. How is your... how do I put it?
Adaptation.
Adjusting been going? Ah, that is a good word.
Quicker than I thought. Things aren't
Glad to
fully
hear.
changed as I anticipated.
Oh. New toys. Same faces, same stories. Different name.
Precisely.
If there's anything
see you
that
two
will
again.
not change, it is mortals and greed.
And that's Eve.
Truer words cannot be.
Shoo! Bless me.
Common in every material world. Material people. That's actually quite sad. But oh. At least someone enjoys that we're flogged.
Always.
Keeps things interesting, at least, doesn't it?
Very.
Uriel and I did speak about what I mentioned, and we both lean towards agreeing. Working with those people might not be to your liking, especially because they've created their own entity that totes itself as a deity.
Entity.
Yes.
A machine-made god.
Yes. They toted it as that. I've not seen any proof, but
Was, I believe, reference.
Now that is a very good prank. A deity made of steel. Well, theoretically, if enough people, actual people, bring together enough conjoined belief, then yes, it could ascend. But its creators, no. It will surpass them. And its creators, being soulless, would be unable to sway it. What I see is even if it does become a true god, in the eyes of this company of machines, they built their own destruction. Besides, perhaps we shouldn't work too closely with the business that's been nothing but tied to scandal after scandal.
very true.
What do you think?
In my opinion, they've pissed off too many people. If they're not a sinking ship, eventually they'll be one of the councilman's charity cases.
Very much so.
Unless
Remind
they try
me,
to
I
usurp.
need to think of a going away party for Miss Jane. Her internship ends next week, I believe.
Sounds nice.
Put them back onto the streets. It is
Whatever you
upsetting.
request.
They've been visiting. They've been visiting already. Reunited with some friends, from what I heard.
I did see
well.
them around the Valentes.
They've never been barred from leaving. They simply stayed within the office of their own choosing. As you were saying, Hughes.
Whatever you request, I shall make sure it gets done.
I'll see what I come up with. It'll be a bit last minute, but I'm sure we can make it quite special. I want to make sure that this time of learning we've offered them has a very lasting impression. Else what would it all be for? Can't have them repeating the same mistakes, can we?
I mean, if you really wanted to make a lasting impression, you could send them on a... how would I say? Oh, a teleportation pub crawl.
I have a few ideas. When we get back to the office, we can discuss it. Uriel,
Of course.
what have your thoughts been with all this? You see the people more than any of us, Will. Miss Cassie, perhaps not. She sees them in a different light, though.
Truth be told, I haven't been outside very often as of the recent to interact with the public as much.
Should certainly change that for my public representative. We need you to be accessible, on the same page.
Of course, I have been slacking.
I wouldn't say that. Is something holding you back, dear?
I do not believe so, no.
These two are fun to watch.
If there's no reason
An undead
to not be heading
and
out into
an
the
angel.
streets, then please do your best to make yourself known. Especially since we're trying to touch the public, win their hearts.
Well, You could have.
Once that interview gets out, it's a matter of time.
You could show a lovely new member of the team around, I'm sure.
True. It
Mr.
would help
Hughes
you get
here,
your rest.
despite his appearance, is very much a working man. Professional. And loyal to the job. Always has been. I've had the
I
pleasure
bet.
of working with him myself. Bit closer of a call than either of us would have liked. But we got through the day.
Of course.
Where does that leave us then? Oh, and since you brought him up last time I heard from you, how has Ludwig been?
I mean, I don't tail the dog. Unless you want me to.
No. But I was curious. You
Oh,
got him
the
up
last
not long
time
ago.
Last time I saw him.
Yeah.
I think he's coming along after his scare with your friend. A few months ago, he was still shaking like a leaf every time his name was mentioned from what I saw.
Finding his courage again.
He seems more confident, at least around all of his toties.
Has to be around his entourage.
I don't
He's
think I've
adoring
ever
fans.
seen him alone.
Not once. There's always some sort of tag-along vying for his attention. He's always been a celebrity.
You know,
Continues to walk around, asking for trouble.
I met him long ago when he first started showing up in the Lotus, when he first started working his shtick. He was a loudmouth then, and he's still a loudmouth, but he's a useful one.
I saw him the same way. But by the time I arrived, he had cemented himself. He was sitting over the Bardic Circle. Came to me advertising his music and his next gala. And since then, I had a couple of opportunities to work with him, taking advantage of what popped up on the streets.
He once had a conversation
Suited my
with
gains
me.
very well.
He once had a conversation with me about how much he wanted to retire. He'd made the mistake of becoming too well known, too in the public eye, put a spotlight on himself. His job was harder to do now. That's what happens when you get too
A pity.
known. Can't work in this field
Correct.
and be public and popular. You have to be able to work around the shadows sometime.
Everyone
Correct
needs
me if I'm
balance.
wrong. It's the individual on magazine covers. Purple fur. Little.
Purple? I wouldn't say purple. More grey furs, greys and whites. Purple eyes, I believe.
Yes, purple eyes. He has his own Milkbone line.
Still
The
learning all
dog
the
very
new
much likes going on
names.
walks.
You shouldn't worry about him too much. He's painted himself into a very bright corner.
Lost just about everything. His reputation, his business. The only thing he has left at this point would be his wife and his estate.
Oh, no, darling.
And I doubt he'll...
No. He has one thing that I will commend him for. He's got followers. People that will start shit just on his word.
Interesting
believe
seeing
it.
what true power is, isn't it? Having people that attached by the heart that they'll fulfill whatever whim comes across that twisted mind.
I feel that many
He has
people
them all
also
fooled.
see it as a pity case. He's lost everything. Why not
He's
give
still
him the
dangerous,
community?
in a way.
Of
That's why I
course.
used him the way I did.
Exactly. Which is why I used him the way I did. He's no use to me any other
Perfectly
way.
so. Now then, interview. Ready to hit the press. Rumors spread. Councilman contacted. What do we do now? Wait and reap the benefits? I suppose we have to keep ourselves relevant, don't we? Keep our name on their lips.
You're,
Keep busy.
you're very positive if you think you're only going to reap benefits. This is going to send some trouble your way.
Oh, yes. Yes, very much so. What's that? Glass door blown open by a large vehicle shoot out. Next day, here I am picking up the pieces. Very sad.
At least you'll be able to use every single time that they try to kill you as a way to be like, don't worry, Saphira. I'll always be here for you. I'll never give
I will
up.
not allow these sorts of attacks to scare me from what truly needs to change here in this city. If anything, this is a testament and evidence that I am doing precisely what needs to be done, and I shall not be backed into a corner. If anything, this is more reason, more drive that me and my team are on the right path.
He's very
How's
good
that?
at this already.
See, you've had lots of practice.
Plenty. Start a few rebellions. You'll get there. If you can make them angry, you can keep them happy.
I do think
Make them laugh and you can make them cry.
there has been one event from multiple different factions that has occurred that many people almost immediately got excited for. Didn't matter which
Really?
corporation it was. Although, to say the least, you did not enjoy the last one.
Oh, lovely. Who is it now?
You could hold an auction.
Oh, yes, Uriel. You. Absolute. Wonderful. Oh, I love it. Yes, you did say you were going to do it correctly.
Many
Ah,
people were
yes,
expecting
yes,
it.
you're right. It's not quite ready yet. I've yet to find the perfect locale. Some places have ballrooms, but no stage. Some people have stages, but no ballrooms. I want this to be done properly. It's the location which is limiting us. As for
You-
product and stock, that is easy. I can contact an old few friends, see what they want to give up, see what they want to put forward. And as for names and invitations, oh, I already have a bit of a guest list in mind.
Are you going to have any type of entertainment? The last few auctions, some of them
I
had
plan
pretty good
to.
entertainment.
Perhaps reaching out to a few of the souls that spread through the... Actually... Speaking of the devil, Ludwig. We should contact him.
Oh, that
Plan our
sounds
entertainment.
interesting.
It's of music. And then I heard about this new broadcast station. Fight finding. We don't need powerful persons, but persons that can put on a good show. Some dancing, and then something. Many people who are in this business enjoy a bit of blood sport. Not really combat, but a demonstration. Something exciting.
They are
Use it as a halftime show.
ruffians, if you're okay with that sort of ilk coming to your auction.
They're
Barbarians, if you ask
gladiators,
me.
but some of what we are selling is going to be for the rougher side of life after all. It's
Interesting.
For a
fine.
variety of
I will ask for
entertainment.
some of the more polite members. I don't need the most powerful, just someone who can put on a good show.
Sounds like an idea.
If you don't mind, I'd like to accompany you with this task.
Lovely. But first and foremost, we need to find a location somewhere we can rent. We're going to have to be very picky, and it's going to take a great deal of effort if we're doing this properly. I will handle the inventory. I will give a list for invitations supplied to one of you. Someone else is going to have to handle advertising.
I mean, don't we
I
have
suppose you can help with the decoration.
an advertiser? I mean, that's what Z is taking care of.
I suppose. I'm still not quite trusting of these computers. Very well.
There's no
We'll
need
see
to
how
rush.
it goes.
Might as well do it
No,
right.
not at all. Like I said, precisely. We're doing it correctly. Needs to be a very good location. If there's a dance floor, there needs to be actual dancing. Love of the stars. Make people dance.
There was a rave, and I know exactly the DJ that was playing. Have you ever heard of a lovely woman named Mushroom? She's a wonderful DJ,
Gosh.
and she's of Fey origin, but she knows how to pull an entire rager. But she does
The
make
cult
people...
of Dionysus.
Yes! There we go.
You rave.
Why not?
What is that all about?
You've never been? Oh, Jonas,
Can't
please.
say how.
Oh. That's it. I have to contact her. You'll love it. It's loud.
Will I
Everybody
now?
dancing, everybody getting close, and getting exceptionally high. If you can.
Oh, it
do
does sound
that.
like fun. But is that really the sort of music and entertainment we want for something that is going to be very formal?
If you want formal, you should go with the Bardic Circle. If you want someone to dance, which they never do at the Bardic Circle, you get a DJ. It
It's
depends
true
on what
that
you
many
want.
People are untrained in more classical dancing.
I will need to learn how to dance in this realm then, won't I? I suppose a waltz isn't going to be appropriate for this genre.
No, not at all. Unless you want to go with the
Pity.
Bardic Circle and perhaps There is a bard that I know of. Her name's Phoenix. Her music is very good. Something dance-worthy. I could request her specifically. And a few others.
Go ahead. We can bring in a few different examples.
Would you like a meeting with them? A interview, perhaps, to see which ones you want in the auction?
Just a sampling. Have them send me recordings and such.
I can definitely
Let that
do
be the
that.
audition. Lovely.
Sounds like a plan.
Music, first and foremost. Perhaps we'll blend it. A few different genres to reflect on the many varied individuals who would be present.
Sounds like fun.
That'll do nicely then.
So,
We'll do a round of items and then a different genre of music. Another round, more dancing and so on. Sit up, sit down, sit up, sit down, change your seats.
Watch a
Make some
fight.
friends. Halfway through, blood sport.
Sounds like an entire event.
As it should be. Varied. Constantly busy. Entertaining. Quality. That's what we really need. Nothing.
I think the conversation upstairs you might be interested in.
Really?
I heard the word resurrection.
Oh no. What sort of misinformation is happening now?
I love how everything happens in a
Thank you
circle.
for your patience.
Every time.
What patience, darling?
Thank you for your patience. The other day.
Of course. Believe me, I'm kind of used to people, being a little ornery. I've been around for a while. I've dealt with a lot of different types of people. The young ones, they're gonna be like that no matter what. Until you either beat it out of them or they grow out of it.
Well, I think beating it out of them is not the right choice for these.
Obviously. But you can help them grow out of it.
That is my goal. But they will test my patience for sure.
Of course they will.
I don't know what to do with. That's information I don't know how to handle. I mean, you're a cleric, right? Yeah, I'm not a
Do either of you need anything while I'm here?
fucking magic. I don't know that.
Actually, some information might be worthful.
You know somebody that knows somebody? If I knew somebody,
I may be able to help.
my dad, but he's dead, so.
Will you tell us how you met him?
I am curious.
Are you about to like drop some like wisdom on us?
That might be a question you better ask him.
Aw, no fun.
Are you familiar with the city of Graveport?
Grave.
Yes,
I know the city of
I make this
Groveport.
reference.
I fell out of my head while I was brushing my teeth. My head fell off because I stood up too fast. My fingers are necrotizing. Don't know what that's about.
I don't know
Many
very
years
much
ago.
about it.
How have you been?
Many years ago, I was tasked on a job.
Running for political seat.
Back then, he did not have all this.
Show him a lot more things.
Doing better than I am.
Details I cannot reveal fully. But perhaps, maybe over a drink.
Is this why you haven't
Does look
called me?
different.
Interesting.
I told you he looked different. Now, look at him. He's so beautiful. I just...
How do you feel about
Oh,
devil whiskey?
I was wondering.
you want to drop some wisdom? Oh,
Haven't
yeah,
had any in quite some time.
So, I came back
I'll bring a
to
cask.
visit you guys.
Figured you meant over a cup of tea.
Because I went back home to do research on why my head fell off. But Wisdom Bomb...
I'm not too particular.
That's the reason for the sudden change in attire.
I feel like this is going to be a talk that
I
involves
used to see
shots.
Yeah, I'm wearing stuff that'll hold me together.
Only if you want it to get that interesting.
Oh, I love interesting.
How
Because
long
remember
have
that
you
scar on
been
my leg?
over it?
A month some change?
Before you went home.
And how is it that you two met?
We met in the Lotus one time. He doesn't remember, although I do look different. Be careful,
Careful,
darling.
I believe there might be a small hole. I do believe I just warmed them.
Yes, I think the curiosity got the better of them.
I'll be sure to try and get that fixed right away.
Did your curiosity get the better of you, darling?
I would rather not talk about it.
Right. Well, my duties around here, aside from handling things at the warehouse, I also take care of cleaning, cooking. So should you ever have a request, feel free to reach out.
Hmm,
Of course.
interesting.
And of course,
It does seem
feels
like it's a
cleaning up the
quiet
occasional
night.
mess.
Very.
I might ask for that meeting, since he's not that busy.
I believe it is due to the fact that 3 other
Yes.
places are open to visit at the moment. We may need to rediscuss our hours of business.
Hmm.
I'm 21 now. No, not 7. That's too much if I'm 21 now. 4-ish, 5. I don't know. Time's relative. A couple
Each
months?
day it gets slightly worse.
Yeah. Slightly worse. It started with my magic kind of fritzing, I guess. I'm sure that's probably actually the start point, was when my magic started going weird and my horns would just appear. Oh, they're longer now. When my horns would just appear, but
Looking almost
know.
like a coat rack.
oh. A coat rack. Thank you. You know what? I'll take it. Nice and majestic coat rack, I guess. Hey guys. Hi Uriel. Hi Casey.
Hello, darling.
To see you.
Shame.
Hmm.
If only there was some sort of
Mysterious
expert
stranger?
of necromancer cards.
Oh man, I really wish there was one. I don't know. I'm not good at it. I don't know any of that
Very
stuff.
rare trade these days. Very taboo styling.
I
More
feel like
likely
you're laying it
dreams.
on. You're really putting it down on the table, and I'm gonna pick it up. Are you an expert?
In some things.
Oh, they're giggling. They're giggling, so I was right. Okay. And you're definitely not gonna do it for free. Whatever,
not
figuring out whatever
completely.
the fuck's going on.
Depends on what needs to be fixed. Still
Well, that's
active,
what I'm
you're still
trying to figure out.
animate. So clearly it's
Yeah,
not
I'm
all
still-
that bad. You're just not mending.
yeah.
You need
I'm
to
just not-
find...
I need like a coagulant, get the process started on natural healing. Start scabbing up. I don't know.
Well, clearly you're some form of undead if you decapitated and didn't perish. Bodily function is no longer required for you. When was the last time you felt hungry? Not that you ate. When was the last time you felt hungry?
Gotta think about that. If I have to think about it, it's been a while. if I have to think, like the orgy, pretty sure. I don't know. That was
don't
the last
think
time
the things that were going in your mouth there count.
Yeah, well,
We could. I
you
mean,
know,
this
like
is a high
after,
social protein.
before.
I wonder how
Yeah,
those
great-
people
yeah,
would
great
feel
amount of protein.
knowing that they were fucking a corpse.
Well, I wasn't. I
My
don't think
husband
I was
doesn't
born.
discriminate, thank you.
I was like my blood. I was warm-blooded, so
husband?
I don't think I was a corpse yet.
Well, at least they have good taste.
Husband? Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure,
Well,
there's a
I don't
story
know.
there. Funny one.
I'm sure there
I
is.
felt pretty alive for the most part, and then I stood up too fast.
Do
and
you
just
even
kind of.
know what that feeling is?
Being warm. Mental illness.
I mean, you were kind of sandwiched
I don't-
between a couple of devils, so being warm just kind of happens.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. But, I don't know, just like. I don't know, feeling.
Well, if you're
I don't know.
alive and your head fell off, I'm pretty sure that would kill anyone. If they were alive.
So, yeah.
I mean, they have a Y incision.
Well, that was
Like,
before. That was
when they
years
do
ago,
the-
remember? I'm telling you.
Yeah, but
Years ago.
Are you a Death Knight?
A what?
Sorry. I used to be with a Death Knight. Are you cold?
An anti-paladin.
I guess I'm pretty. I don't have warmth. I don't know. Now that I like think about
Wait,
it,
so-
I don't feel cold.
you're
I just,
so you're undead, but you're a cleric. What kind of magic do you use?
I
Offhand.
use. Technically, it's holy magic, but where I'm from, it's not really holy. Like we don't have gods, so it's more of a, I guess, a concept of clerical, as in healing.
I mean,
Remember, I have a
Sounds
magic
more
bladder.
so
I have an
like
organ.
Sorcery.
Probably sorcery. I don't know. It's just what we called it back home. Yeah,
Mm.
the categories.
More of a
Pardon the
That's
interruption. Sir, if there's
Yeah.
nothing else you need from me tonight, I will be retiring for the evening.
I think that'll be all.
See you tomorrow.
Very quiet night.
Good night.
But we can continue to enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, can totally do that.
So let's continue our little guessing game, shall we?
Sure. Let's guess it up.
Still fully conscious.
I think so.
Body is falling apart.
Yep. It's
I've
it's
heard of
only in
this
places where
case.
I've had wounds before too.
Flawed
So, like-
immortality.
Flawed immortality, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty flawed.
Are you sure you're not
It's,
cursed?
well, a method of it.
I would hope not.
I've heard of this. Similar symptoms. The unhealing body. Essentially, the body itself is dead, but the mind, the soul, is tricked. Not literally tricked, but there's an enchantment in place which prevents the soul from leaving the vessel, no matter how much it decays.
Ooh. That's...
Very painful.
That makes me feel so much better.
I
Your
wonder who
fingers,
is you pissed off.
they're not rotting. You're wearing them down. Everything you touch, everything you rub, everything you scratch, that little burn every time you nick your finger turning the page of a book. Your eye probably fell out because you spent too much time rubbing at your temples and to alleviate the migraine of your aching neck. You're not
I feel a little called out.
rotting.
I feel a little called out.
You're not rotting. You're wearing out. That's one theory.
Probably?
The other...
Okay, theory. Okay, we're theorizing.
the theory
Thought you were
is-
dosing me,
There's
doctor.
multiple ways
Got
that
worried.
this can go on. Oh, well, I can give options. It's up to you to decide what's true. After all, did you want to pay me to find out, or are you just looking for help?
I mean, I'm not like the richest person in the world. I don't know. I have a lot of books.
The other option
I have a
is
whole
equally as
arcane
simple as
library.
it is complicated.
Okay.
You have become a form of undead, but you don't know what. And so, you do not know the fuel that your new condition requires. Are you an eater of corpses? A devourer of souls? Who's to say? Perhaps you're becoming part succubus. Need all of that lovely sin.
That one.
Care to prove me wrong?
How... Okay, it's gonna be really weird to say. Every time people walk by me, I kind of like zero in on arteries. I can like hear their blood rush, and I was like, oh shit. So, I don't know.
Vampirism.
I don't think it's that. I've never been bitten by a vampire. Like, don't you have to be bitten to become a vamp? Like, there's a process.
You
of
might be a
turning.
ghoul.
I don't think I've ever done that.
Ooh, even better. That would explain the lack of sudden powers.
Like a ghoul?
Hmm.
Like what type of?
They're
Like, there's
also
multiple definitions for.
consumers
Cursed
organics, if that makes
vampire
sense.
spawn. You only really get the deficits and the unwilling loyalty. Still feed on blood and flesh. Still last hundreds, if not thousands of years. But your mind would eventually wither into that of a starving beast. Your only two whims are to serve or to feast.
And then you're pretty
Fear
much
not the dark, my friend.
a zombie.
Pretty much just a rabid dog.
Okay, but like, who, in this case, who would be my sire, a vampire, my blood-sucking daddy? Like, who made me
Your
this way?
sire
Is what I gotta
would be
know.
the problem.
They are getting quite a lot of free advice from you.
I'm just giving them options. Once they find what they are, that's when the fixing happens. And again, I could
It's like
praise
a
them.
quote. It's like a quote I can get, you know, for the future when I figure it out. If I figure it out, you know, I don't know.
There's a
how this works.
technique I've learned over the year. Won't tell me everything, but what I can do is appraise the quality of your soul. Sense your ether. See how close you are to fraying into nothing. See how much we can change within you. Or perhaps see how much has changed. If you have perished and gone through the strain of resurrection, there's bound to be cracks, permanent damage to your consciousness.
Especially if it was performed by somebody that's not a
Resurrection.
cleric.
Indeed, resurrection is an ordeal. Perhaps they brought you back as something completely different, or perhaps maybe it did work, but the magic is wearing off. Maybe you are just losing that life force, your soul, your essence, slowly leaking out. Don't worry. If that's the case, you'll not have much of a mind left to watch what is left of your body wither away.
Oh, that's
There is a
really
term for
reassuring.
that. Hollowing. Your memories would go first. Your emotions. And then everything that drives you. Your lifelong goals, obsessions, that is what will be lost last. Unfinished business. But if you ever fail, then there will be nothing left but a shambling husk, destroying everything that comes close to it. A hollow, feeding on the scraps of souls, trying to find its own again. It's almost like undeath fucking sucks.
I wonder. God,
It's almost as if having a rotting husk of a corpse is an unfortunate factor.
definitely.
Do you want me to sugarcoat this for you, or do you want the truth?
Yeah, well, the truth is scaring the fuck out of me, but I mean, I'm not gonna get anywhere with this if people
All
fucking baby me,
options.
so. Yeah, more options, I guess.
I mean, do you have anything else? Any other theories,
Other
any other
than-
beliefs?
I don't know, I
Anywhere
like,
else to go? After all, you came here to me.
yeah, I don't know, I mostly came here for the pool, but, I don't really have anything, I don't go anywhere, I don't talk to people, I kind of stay my own. I mean, back home, this type of stuff is forbidden magics, so no one
Well,
really has anything written about
Here's
it.
the
I
choice
mean,
you have. You can either accept what is happening to you, wither away, or perhaps even arrange for it to end swiftly and without suffering. Move on to your next
Latin burial
incarnation.
seems pretty cool.
Or you can speak to those around you. Cut a deal. And decide how much you are willing to pay for this epilogue to be added to your story.
The thing is, I
I
just
recommend you consider carefully, as
Yeah,
either way
that sounds-
results in eternity.
Yeah. Definitely gonna lose something, so I'll think on it. I've got
Your
plenty of
life
thinking to
or your
do.
humanity.
Yeah. I mean, Allie over here. Hi, gorgeous.
If I were you, I'd think a little quickly. It'd be so terrible to not be able to play pool anymore. Nubs are so hard to hold a cue.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, was that a threat? That felt like a threat, Allie. That felt like a.
It wasn't a threat.
Hurry the fuck up.
I'm pretty sure that was just an inevitability.
Motivation.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
motivation.
Who's to say? We might be
it's-
busy holding a mission for mercenaries in the agency the next week. I'm sure you
yeah.
can last until then, but can you last the week after? The month after? Yes, you could always call me. You have my number, but will I even be on this plane?
Okay.
I mean, get a quote of what it would cost you.
Good quote. Yeah. What is your estimated price of helping poor little old me?
That depends on what we find is wrong.
Right.
I would have to appraise you.
You won't do that for free, will you? Alright.
Perhaps I won't give you the information I find from it for free.
Right.
The technique is quite
Just
easy
a little
for me,
secret.
being immaterial. Just looking past the first layer. Taking a peek at what's inside. It's almost harmonic, romantic in a way. I will know you better than you do. In a strange way.
How sensual.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It just. I don't even. I guess we can go for it. Sure. I need
Here's
help.
the real question.
You know.
Here's the actual question you need to ask yourself.
Okay.
Do you want to continue existing? And if you do, are you willing to do anything to keep that going?
Yes, without a doubt. I always say, I'm like, oh, if I die, I die, but death's fucking scary.
Excuse me.
You know, I guess
Is that a
permadeath, since I've already
final
died, but
answer?
yeah, I want to keep existing. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I think you're best to go in you.
Guess it's over for me. Guess I'm cooked. Maybe I should try the cyber stuff. Maybe that'll work. Who knows?
To digitize yourself.
I mean, was. I don't know. I'm so scared. You know.
I can't see shit like some of the other people around here do.
Is it time for us to get the fuck out? Is that what's happening?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I believe that Mr. Hamlet more or less just wants to prove a point, if anything.
Oh, okay.
I wonder
Either
if you'll
that or something
understand.
caught his eye.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll understand. Shit just kind of flies over my head. One in through one ear out the other. It's like how much I'm willing, or how much I want to exist. I'll plant my fat ass right
Well,
here.
you did just literally say the word "you'd do anything."
Portal.
So.
Oh yeah, fucked me over.
Perhaps it would be good for you to focus
Never
then.
say that shit. Oh Jesus.
Some
Gorgeous.
things are better done in more familiar forms.
Cool.
Now then, first things first. You should remain seated. Secondly, this can be quite cold, if you can truly feel it. So, what you can do for me is try to sit tight and try not to move.
Okey-dokey.
Is that agreeable?
Yep, I can definitely sit very still. Big sorry.
Let's get started then.
Mm-hmm. Let me not look. It's a mind over matter kind of situation happening.
Very much so. Try to concentrate, won't you?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the voices.
Is there,
Please pick up the Discord call.
Oh. Let me not be silly.
The man truly is very interesting. Filled with a hunger for something. Something he's zealous about. Watching him work is amusing. He does tend to put his feelers out, connect to things. Even got himself an angel. One he's already manipulated into. Wonder if it was his intention to make the angel want him. It will be amusing to watch their downfall. We'll see if they become like us. Welcome them. Once they come downstairs. They won't be as useful to him if they fall. But it will be something to see. Wonder if they will ruin Uriel. Just to get what they want. I'm sure they will, actually. Why would they stop? Zealotry. I've seen it before. Blinders on to anything else but their goal. But maybe that's how they stay here. Their lust for what they want. It's how they stay. Their goal to be reached. I wonder. I like Uriel the way they are now, but it would be interesting to see if love poisoned them like it did me. Didn't think I'd fall to it. I did warn people that it was.
Is it over?
The thing that it would kill me eventually. So many people fall to it.
You will notice something's wrong. Jonas is... He isn't breaking away for some reason.
Just dig right up in there.
And his expression is pained.
Mr. Hamwick. I believe that it's time to cut off.
Yeah, are you good, buddy? Oh shit.
I'm gonna
Playing dodge wing over here.
just very gently pull him backward.
Come on.
Oh my god. That was very. Are you good? Are you okay? Oh shit, Jesus.
Out! Out!
What? Oh. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Did I
can
fucking
do
stop
out.
that?
I can get out. I can go. I'll just. Sorry, I guess I don't.
Out of all things. The puppeteer of Reapers.
Yes.
If Hughes was here, he would kill you where you stand, so get out!
Yep, cool. I'm going. Gonna go now. What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? There.
Sounds like something bad.
What the fuck? I'm leaving. I'm going. Bye. Thanks for the help, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Lovely evening otherwise.
Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
I suggest never returning.
What the fuck? Oh, yeah, that was pretty clear. That was pretty clear in the fine print, I think. Yeah, I'm leaving now. Leaving. I'm gone. I'm bye. Leaving the building. Left the building. Let me find my busy Abby.
Of Reapers, you said.
An avatar. I just connected my essence to an avatar. If they had any idea what they were, I would have been gone the moment I made the connection. Such a simple mistake. Cleric. Damn fucking clerics.
Will they be able to find you?
Amidst the sea of souls? Unlikely.
I have something that could hide you, if you need.
And I have a cosmos at my choosing for sanctuaries. If I wanted to disappear, it would not be a problem. An avatar. An avatar of the cycle.
That is very bad for you. You're
Yes.
an outsider.
Yes. That is what just left our door.
You really know how to pick them, boss.
They come to us. If they reappear, synth constructs. If their powers of essence and soul, then it is steel that will defeat them. They'll be unable to destroy them, at least efficiently, with a corporeal form. If they come back here, we send Vito's toys. We destroy whatever's left of the crumbling corpse and burn the rest. I'm not taking any risks. My work is far too valuable to be lost because of an act of charity. Congratulations, Uriel. You've met the one thing I fear more than any angel. Death itself. I'm going to make sure Vito's toys are ready. More precautions. Besides, I have to make sure if they have any follow-up statements for my interview.
Great. I'm gonna go get my weapons. Whoa. Don't worry, I just went to hell.
Did we end scene?
Sure.
Okay.
I love these stairs.
My
these
stomach
stairs
was in
too.
my fucking ass.
Oh my gosh.
My heart literally went to my fucking ankles.
Hope you enjoyed that stream.
Lock the lobby. Because now Zamobi is trying to get in.
Oh, that's a damn shame. That's fine.